What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're going to be jumping into something kind of different. We've been doing a lot of Dutch stuff, learning a lot of Dutch things, got a lot of Dutch subscribers. So let's find out why the Netherlands is the worst country in Europe. That should be kind of interesting. Let's see what... Hey, if there's one thing I've learned traveling around, though, been to 16 different countries. Most of the time, the people have problems in countries. A lot of times, it's the people that are having the problem. And they would probably have the problems in every country. So, let's see. Let's jump in. Let's check it out together. You requested it. I'm here with it. Let's roll.
Hello, fellow travelers. Today, I'm going to tell you about a country that I didn't like. Officially, it is named the Netherlands. But my experience was specifically in the Holland region, in the city of Amsterdam. The country of Holland is full of attractive people. Many people would like to move there to find love, because the Dutch are very good-looking people. People claim...
That's not typically something that I look for when I'm going to move to a country. Personally, there's a lot of beautiful looking people around the world. I'm pretty sure you can find beautiful people in every culture, every country, everything. But, okay, I guess everybody has different priorities.
Dutch are very good-looking people. People claim that there are jobs there, and that it's a very special country. I found out about this country online. When I arrived in this country with my son, the very first day was snowy. I stayed at Schiphol Airport for the first night because we landed late and security personnel mistreated us and were racist towards us.
That you can't just like leave it at that. There has to be some sort of an explanation. Not when someone is rude, just because you have a rude interaction does not necessarily mean that it's racist. But okay, let's see where they're going.
Late and security personnel mistreated us and were racist towards us. Most people spoke Dutch, which is a very hard language to learn.
Most people spoke Dutch in the Netherlands. Common sense is obviously not a common virtue anymore. That's like the man that I met in Thailand, 7-Eleven, that was like, can you believe that they don't speak English here? Yes, I can believe that they don't speak English in Thailand. Therefore, I could also believe that, hey, most people in the Netherlands will probably speak Dutch. I would probably know that before even landing. And that's not something I would get offended by. Why would you go to a country without knowing what language they speak?
Some people also spoke English as a secondary language. But
as is in most countries.
Therefore, it was very hard to communicate with them. I struggled, as the airport was the first encounter I ever had with the Dutch. The next day,
Most countries' airports are going to be the first encounter you have with anybody's country's citizens. It's going to be a culture shock for anybody going anywhere new. That's part of the fun of traveling, is the whole shock.
Went to my hotel, which, by the way, was very expensive. I did not
probably should look up prices before we travel
within the city of Amsterdam. I spent too much money. After staying 2 months in Amsterdam...
I spent too much money. To me, that sounds like a personal problem more than a problem from the Netherlands. I'm just saying, if you have no discipline over your budget, that sounds like something you should probably get fixed.
Amsterdam, I suffered so much. I wanted to leave, and I ended up completely broke. It was freezing there. There was too much snow and many bicycles everywhere because the Dutch culture involved...
How are we just going to complain about everything that is the Netherlands in this video? Is that why you sent it to me? Because you wanted to see me tear the video apart? 100%. I'm thinking that's why it came this way. I was so undisciplined that I spent all of my travel money, and it's cold and there's a lot of bicycles. It's the Netherlands. Like...
riding a bike everywhere since the country is little. The Netherlands being a car-free country, there are not many cars around.
Car-free?
As I said earlier...
What the hell does car-free means? There are no cars. What is a car-free country? I understand there's a lot of bicycles, but I ain't never heard nothing that says they're car-free. That would be something that made the news. Hey, talk about correcting your footprint. We got no cars.
The Dutch are very attractive people physically.
Again,
but
with the attractiveness?
They are very cold, and they will not socialize with you.
They're very cold, and they won't socialize with you. Tell that to my Discord.
They will never talk to you out of the blue. Instead, they just show you a fake smile. The fact that they constantly said, "Hello, hello," annoyed me so much, and I didn't like it at all.
This lady should just stop traveling, I'm thinking. Like, no matter where you go, people are going to say hello to you if they're friendly. Like, that's part of being friendly. That's how you make new friends. It normally starts with a hello.
That's how they communicate, so you move out of their way. Because they are commuting through the city using bicycles. There are also railways for cable cars on the streets, with the buses and cars and bikes.
We are legitimately complaining about every single aspect of a city here. Every single aspect of a city that you don't like is getting put on a country.
All of them using the same roads. I found it quite unorganized. It is a very small city, beautiful and old-fashioned, but it is full of canals and rivers, which I didn't like.
I moved to a place full of canals and rivers, and I don't like canals and rivers. How in the heck? Y'all, you really gonna make me lose my mind with this one. You really gonna make me lose it.
I suffered so much. I became depressed since I spent so much money. I never even found a job to...
Everybody that spends all their money, no matter what country you're in, gets depressed. That's one of the main reasons people get depressed, because they used all their money.
Sustain myself, and I've been ripped off by 2 Dutch employment agencies. Because they demand you meet so many requirements to work, and it's a very closed country, you can't work or have access to basic services as a...
You know, all of this stuff that she doesn't like probably could have been found out beforehand with a little bit of research. I'm just saying... I look at every new country that I'm going to visit. What do they speak? What are the basic laws? I don't want to get arrested walking around Dubai holding hands with someone on the beach. Like, no, you got to look up different things when you travel. You should know something about the country you're going to before you just get there and go, I don't like it.
Foreigner. If you are an American, I guess the same principles applies to any non-European foreigner. You have 0 possibilities of working in the Netherlands.
They probably tell you that right on
Amsterdam,
the website.
And after doing so for a time, there is nothing left for us. Let's also not forget that the Dutch are stingy and greedy.
Stingy and greedy.
They will not give you a handout if you're in need.
Because someone don't give you a handout, that makes them stingy and greedy. Holy damn, what a world we live in now. I never seen someone get angry when they didn't get a handout. This is the first time for that. I guess there's the first time for everything. Kind of like there was a first time for her to realize that she didn't like the Netherlands, I guess.
Some people point out the greatness of the welfare that citizens of the European Union can benefit from, but that was not so great. Because I've met many people from Europe who still had nothing while there, as they spent all their
Everyone
money
looks
in that
so
country,
unhappy walking around. I mean, just look at them.
in the city of Amsterdam. They read on the internet that it is supposed to be the best country, and that there are plenty of opportunities.
That's what she did. She just gave herself away right there. She heard it was the best country, so she made the leap.
But it's not true. Forget about going there if you don't have any money. Because if you're unlucky...
Forget about going anywhere if you don't have any money. That's what it was way worse. If you can't travel because you don't have money, then you just can't travel because you don't have money.
And end up homeless? You can't even exist there. The police will arrest you and fine you if they see you sleeping
and hopefully deport you.
I met a girl from Germany, and she had a tough life in the Netherlands. She had trouble...
she could just walk a few feet and be back in Germany.
...saving up money working at bars and hotels. Even with 2 jobs, she was not able to save enough money to survive.
Kind of sound like another one of those money discipline issues we talked about at the beginning of this video.
It is very hard because the system is made to benefit older people. Older people's wages are way higher than young people's. It's a system where the older you get, the more you get paid. The most important thing you need to know before moving to the Netherlands is to bring a lot of money with you, because you
Have you ever traveled with no money? Like, if you ever legitimately been like, I'm gonna go here, and I know I absolutely don't have the money for it, but I'm gonna go anyway. Hell no. Not a chance would I ever do something like that, because then what happens when you get trapped and you ain't got the money to go back home, and then you overstay visas and things like that? No. That's called piss poor planning. That's what that is. Ridiculously piss poor planning. If you show up in a country and run out of money, you should have thought about that before you went. Like,
you are going to spend a lot on hotels and going out. This is especially true in Amsterdam.
you're gonna spend a lot of money on hotels no matter where you go. She can't travel. She's just gonna hate everywhere.
In 1.5 hours.
So
Also, consider in winter it is very cold, very windy.
You should have considered that before you moved.
Very snowy, and in Amsterdam, there are not many places to sit. There aren't big shopping centers.
Probably aren't very many places to sit. Why? Because there's too many people that are actually enjoying
Go
themselves.
shopping. The only places to go are McDonald's and Burger King, which are places most people gather and drink. In reality, this country isn't that great. There are too many drugs. On the weekends, teenagers get high, get drunk, and there's also...
I'm gonna be the bearer of bad news here, but there's drugs and alcohol and teenagers in every country. Every single country.
a lot of legal and illegal prostitution. To be honest, I didn't
A
find
lot of legal. Legal? You heard of legal? That means it's okay. So who gives a damn if there's a lot of something that's legal?
it was the best country in the world, as the internet claims.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, let me see if there's anything here else at the end worth watching. Just some watch she walking around. Traveling is not for everybody. Like, this honestly seems like an individual that's probably not gonna get along anywhere that she goes. Especially if you're running out of money. Like, at the end of the day, money makes the world go round. Money makes the travel possible. That's part of celebrating and traveling, is saying, hey, I got a little bit successful. I got a little bit of money. I gotta make this trip I've always wanted to make. Now I'm gonna move to a country and run out of money. Like, and then be angry with the country when nobody gives me a handout. That's not the way life works, people. That's not the way anything works. Sounds like the Netherlands is probably still the best place in the world to move. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. Check out one of my other videos up there. Subscribe right here if you want to see more content, possibly your content. Until the next one, I'm highly combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. I love you to the moon and back. Peace.